we begin where everybody should begin. History, okay? So World War II ends. Tens of millions of people in Europe are displaced. They have nowhere to go. Every Jew in Egypt, in Europe, where do they go? Most of their families are destroyed, homes confiscated. They have no money. They have nothing. There are giant camps all over, not concentration camps. These are run by the Allies to feed and house people who have nowhere to go. Okay, so in the Holy Land, and that's a term I'm going to use now, okay, Jews, Christians, and Muslims all consider Palestine the Holy Land. There is a Jewish authority established there. Okay, it's run by a guy named David Ben-Gurion. This is 1948. There's negotiations going on with the Allied forces, that is France, Great Britain, and America, to have Jews come to the Holy Land and establish a country, which happens. Okay? Harry Truman, the president of the United States, was the spearhead for that. Clement Attlee, the British prime minister, didn't want it. Opposed it. Winston Churchill, out of office then, he came back in a few years, he supported it. Okay, so the Jewish state of Israel arises. America recognized it first day. The UN recognizes it months later. There it is. Jews come from all over the world, but mostly Europe, okay, to Israel. Well, they displace Arabs who were there for centuries because the Jews have more power. And so Arabs are shunted aside. They don't like that. Would you? No. And then there's war after war, conflict after conflict. Then, fast forward to modern times. Israel is a nation, all right? 7 million Jews, 2 million Arabs. Now, here's something most people don't know. Israel offers citizenship to all Arabs living in the Holy Land. You can become an Israeli citizen if you're an Arab. All you got to do is apply. Okay? Some have, but most have not. Why? Because the Muslim fundamentalists hate the Jews, and if you become an Israeli citizen, you're a collaborator as a Muslim. Got it? Two main areas where the Muslims are: Gaza and the West Bank. Gaza is controlled by Hamas, terror group. I'm not just making that up, it's a designated terror group. West Bank is controlled to some extent by Hezbollah, and they are mostly in Lebanon, another terror group. Both Hamas, Hezbollah, funded by Iran. The only foreign policy Hamas has is kill every Jew. That's it. There's no drive for a state or a country or anything. Kill all the Jews. Now you hear about the Palestinian Authority. There is no Palestinian Authority. It doesn't exist. They got a couple of buildings. Some guys go in and out, but Hamas rules because they have the guns and they will kill you. That's it. So Israel has to protect itself from Hamas because Hamas wants to kill all the Jews. Hezbollah, the same thing. Israel is very aggressive in doing that. And if you understand the history of it, it's logical. If you don't understand the history of it, read Killing the SS, please. I can't make it any more vivid than that book. And there's Killing the Killers you're looking at. That gets into the modern day terrorism. But Killing the SS is the history of it, of the Holocaust and the attacks on the Jews, which for forever, Germany and Russia, the two worst. Okay. So now, American politicians, no clue on how to deal with this at all. None. Trump strong-armed the mullahs in Tehran, basically by saying, if you do anything, we're going to blow the hell out of your oil fields and your ports. That's what Trump told them. And they believed him. So while they operated underground, this Hamas thing never would have happened because Trump would have just went right in and blasted them because Hamas could not exist without Iran. Biden has no clue. And he was on 60 Minutes last night. Go.
What happened in Gaza, in my view, is Hamas and the extreme elements of Hamas don't represent all the Palestinian people. And I think that it would be a mistake for Israel to occupy Gaza again. But to going in and taking out the extremists, the Hezbollah is up north, but Hamas down south is a necessary requirement.
Do you believe that Hamas must be eliminated entirely?
Yes, I do. But there needs to be a Palestinian Authority. There needs to be a path to a Palestinian state.
Ridiculous. Who's going to run the Palestinian state? Who? Hamas? They're the controlling force. There's no Palestinian Authority. Now, Biden doesn't know that because he doesn't know anything. And I'm sorry, but he doesn't. He doesn't know. Oh, yeah, we have to have a two-state solution. No. If there were two states that both wanted reconciliation and a partnership that would benefit the people, then it would be possible. But there's not. Hamas wants to kill the Jews. We all get this. So you got the leader of the free world out in the ozone. All right? This is never going to be solved. And I mean that literally. All Israel can do is protect itself and try not to abuse innocent women and children. Finally, kids in Gaza, West Bank, Syria, wherever, are taught to hate Jews from the time they are cognizant of anything. The schools teach that. What do you think the mentality is going to be? And for Biden to go, Hamas doesn't represent all the Palestinian people. What do you mean? You think there's any active dissent against Hamas in Gaza? If there were, that person's head would be on a stake. It's like Iran. Can't oppose the mullahs. It just makes me nauseous to hear this tripe every single day.